What's going on, friends? Welcome back to College Sports Corner. Hope you're having a great weekend. Beautiful day here, Southeast Texas. Uh, got some rain last week. Supposed to get some rain again tomorrow, but at least the weekend's been pretty good so far, nice and sunny. Hope it's nice where you are too. We're gonna do Tuesday, Friday, and yesterday basketball review. Go over some bowl games. What all happened there? Got a little bit of news, but not much as we've had the last week or so. Just a few news items to get to. Before we start, hit that little subscribe button so you don't miss anything. All right, let's get down to it. So Friday, the NCAA issued a one-time waiver that exempts postseason games from counting towards the four game redshirt rule in college football. Basically, the NCAA did this because all the players opting out and transferring has really chipped away at a team's roster size and depth. So the NCAA decided to do something to kind of help teams out a little bit. So they put that in place. That was on Friday. Um, Texas women, congratulations to you. Women's volleyball, national champions. Congratulations to Ferris State. They have won their second straight Division II football national championship. Way to go. Kent State quarterback Colin Schlee says he is transferring to UCLA. See how that works out. Michigan, they picked up Stanford outside tackle Miles Hinton from the transfer portal. And last but not least, I said we didn't have much news, and we don't. Wisconsin lands transfer quarterback Nick Evers from Oklahoma. So we'll see how he works out there under Luke Fickell next year. All right, so starting on Thursday, Presbyterian beat Elion 69-63. Rice beat North American 92-54. Chattanooga beat Middle Tennessee 82-73. Chattanooga Stevens had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Pretty good game for him. Number 22, 9-2 Wisconsin beat Lehigh 78-56. Leading scorer for Wisconsin was Crowell with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Davis came in behind him with 14 points. Taylor for Lehigh, not a bad game, 18 points. Behind him, Higgins Jr. had 15. Wagner beat Stony Brook 58-55. Nicholls State beat Southeast Louisiana 88-73. Southern Indiana beat St. Mary's of the Woods. I've never heard of that school, but I guess they're out in the woods somewhere. Anyway, Southern Indiana beat them 84-42. 10-1 Louisiana Raging Cajuns beat McNeese down the road from them 78-70. BYU beat Western Oregon 97-64. George for BYU had 21 points. Colorado beat Northern Alabama 84-60. De Silva for the Buffaloes 25 points, 9 rebounds. UT Rio Grande Valley 106. Southwestern Christian 80. Johnson for UT Rio Grande Valley, 31 points, 11 rebounds. 9-0 Utah State beat Westminster, Utah, 106-68. Hamoda, I think that's what it says. Sometimes my writing isn't all that good. For Utah State, had 28 points. 10-3 Santa Clara, 86. UC Irvine, 74. Stewart for Santa Clara, 29 points. Pretty good game for him. Oregon State beat 7-2 Seattle, 73-58. All right, that moves on to Friday. Texas A&M Corpus Christi beat Schreiner. I've not heard of them either. Anyway, A&M Corpus Christi 104-69. Incarnate Word beat Bethune Cookman 77-65. Central Connecticut State beat Manhattan 78-67. Delaware beat Princeton 76-69. Xavier beat Georgetown 102-89. Brown for Xavier, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Followed by Nunge, 18 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Followed by Fremantle, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Georgetown, leading scorer was Spears with 22 points. And moves on to South Florida, beat Dartmouth, 59-55. Florida Gulf Coast beat St. Bonaventure, 71-58. Johnson for Florida Gulf Coast had 22 points. St. Bonaventure, Banks the third, 18 points, 4 rebounds. Utah Valley beat Antelope Valley, 80-54. Southern Illinois beat Chicago State, 63-52. Oral Roberts beat Missouri State 80-77. Abmas for Oral Roberts, 23 points. Not too bad for him. Tulsa beat Mississippi Valley 66-51. Murray State beat Austin Peay 68-60. Youngstown State beat Southern University 85-81. Stanford beat Green Bay 85-40. Marquette beat Creighton 69-58. Western Illinois beat Eureka 79-50. Idaho beat Northwest 125-51. Damn. Weber State beat Cal Poly 74-45. That brings us to yesterday. We had some damn good games in basketball yesterday. Had some good bowl games too. We'll go over those. Man, had some really good lineups. A lot of top 10 ones. Number 8, Kansas, 84. Number 14, Indiana, 62. Dick for Kansas, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 steals in this one. 5 other players for Kansas had double-digit points. McCullough Jr., he had 11 points and 5 steals for them. Jackson Davis for Indiana, he was their leading scorer, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 9 blocked shots. Pretty good. Let's see, number 25, Miami beat St. Francis, Pennsylvania, 91-76. Wong for Miami, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. Poplar, 20 points. 4 of the Hurricanes had double-digit points in that one. Cohen for St. Francis, he's the leading scorer, 30 points, 9 rebounds. Not too bad for him either. Moore behind him had 25 points in this one. Rutgers beat Wake Forest, 81-57. Missouri beat Central Florida, 68-66. Eastern Illinois beat IUPUI, 70-59. Rose Jr. for Eastern Illinois, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Liberty beat Bryant, 82-62. McGee for Liberty, 22 points in that one. Montana beat Prairie View A&M, 81-76. Longwood beat Citadel, 75-70. Northern Iowa beat Towson, 83-66. Number 15, Gonzaga beats number 4, Alabama, 100-90. Gonzaga's Timmy, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, followed by Watson, 17 points, 5 rebounds. 4 others for Gonzaga had double-digit points. Miller for Alabama, 36 points. Man, that is pretty incredible. 6 rebounds, followed by Bradley, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Scoring 36 points, you figure they would have won, but I guess no one else really contributed to that one. Pittsburgh beat North Florida, 82-56. Federico for Pitt, 22 points, 8 rebounds. Tennessee Martin beat Bowling Green, 75-67. Cincinnati beat LaSalle, 78-60. Drexel beat Delaware State, 85-52. House for Drexel, 25 points, 5 rebounds. Duquesne beat Indiana State, 92-86. 5 players for Duquesne had double-digit points in that game. Georgia Tech beat Alabama State, 96-60. Florida Atlantic beat Florida International, 79-53. Jacksonville State beat Little Rock, 72-62. Louisville beat Florida A&M, 61-55. Mercer beat Morehead State, 79-52. Charlotte beat Monmouth, 80-46. Northwestern beat DePaul, 83-45. See if I can say his name right. Avdij for Northwestern, 28 points. DePaul leading scorers, they had 2 players with 11 points in that one. Ohio beat Stetson, 85-66. Wilson III for Ohio, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. For Stetson, Blackman, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Eastern Kentucky beat Radford, 67-65. Troy beat Southeast Louisiana, 77-71. East Carolina beat South Carolina, 64-56. Felton for East Carolina, 21 points. South Carolina's leading scorer was Brown with just 15. Wofford beat Montreat, 107-65. Gardner-Webb beat North Carolina Central, 72-70. Number 5, Houston, 69. Number 2, Virginia, 61. Houston's Walker, 17.7 rebounds, 4 assists. 4 other players for the Cougars had double-digit points. Leading scorer for Virginia was Shredrick, 16 points, 3 rebounds. Binghamton beat Sunny Wanata 86-58. Kennesaw State beat Georgia College and State 79-55. Linwood beat Knox 77-42. St. John's beat Florida State 93-79. Sereno for St. John's, 23 points, 12 rebounds. Adewosu, 20 points, 5 rebounds. Green Jr. for Florida State, 30 points in this one, not too bad. Followed by Cleveland, who had 23 points, 13 rebounds in that one. Get a drink of water. Georgia Southern beat Campbell by 1, 54-53. North Texas beat Massachusetts 62-44. Number 17, Mississippi State 68, Nicholls State 66. Bulldogs, Smith was the leading scorer, 15 points, 8 rebounds. Jones for Nicholls State, 15 points, 8 rebounds. Louisiana Monroe beat Lamar 83-59. Oklahoma beat Central Arkansas 87-66. Groves for Oklahoma at 26 points. Leading scorer for Central Arkansas was Hunter with 18 points. Wright State beat Northwestern Ohio 111-59. Rice beat Northwestern State 110-73. Sam Houston beat Texas State 69-62. Syracuse beat Cornell 78-63. Tennessee State beat Bryan College 99-78. Ball State beat Illinois State 83-69. George Mason beat Tulane 62-56. Arkansas Pine Bluff 104. Ecclesia 50. Man, they really put it on them. Overtime, Southern Utah beat Northern Arizona 106-101. South Carolina State beat Samford 62-61. Marshall beat Toledo 100-85. Another overtime game. North Carolina beats number 23 Ohio State 89-84. Baycott for North Carolina, 28 points, 15 rebounds. Love had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Davis, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. For Ohio State, it was Sensabaugh, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Thornton, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Texas Tech beat Jackson State 102-52. Texas Tech had 5 players in double-digit points. Appalachian State beat Regent 100-32. Number 10, Arkansas 76. Bradley 57. Walsh was the leading scorer for the Razorbacks, 18 points. North Carolina Asheville 74. Eastern Tennessee State 73. Battle for Asheville, 21 points, 6 rebounds. Eastern Washington beat UC Davis 79-68. St. Francis Brooklyn beat Hartford 67-51. Number 18, Illinois 68. Alabama A&M 47. Mayer for Illinois, 21.7 rebounds. Shannon Jr. followed that up behind him with 18 points. Jacksonville beat Charleston Southern 72-63. Maryland Eastern Shore beat Clark Summit 95-55. Michigan beat Lipscomb 83-75. For Michigan, Buffkin 22 points, 4 rebounds. Howard had 19 points. Dickinson had 15.7 rebounds. For Lipscomb, Pruitt 27 points, 3 rebounds. Villanova beat St. Joseph 71-64. Western Carolina beat Tennessee Tech 75-65. VCU beat Northern Illinois 90-63. Norfolk State beat Hampton 78-66. Number 24, Virginia Tech 74. Grambling State 48. Padula for the Hokies, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. For Grambling, Gordon was the leading scorer with 12 points. Furman beat Stephen F. Austin 72-70. Ole Miss beat Temple 63-55. Merle for the Rebels, 21 points, 7 rebounds. Temple's Dunn, leading scorer with 16 points, 4 rebounds. San Francisco beat UNLV 75-73. UNLV actually led this game by 9 at halftime. San Francisco's Mox, 17.7 rebounds. Shabazz and Roberts, 17 points each. For UNLV, Harkless, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Rodriguez had 17 points, 7 rebounds. UC San Diego beat Occidental 91-55. BYU beat Utah 75-66. Williams for BYU, 26 points, 4 rebounds. Traore followed him up 17 points, 8 rebounds. Carlson for Utah, 18.6 rebounds. 4 others for Utah were in double-digit points. Montana State, 144. Northwest Indian College, 59. Montana State's Osbar, 23 points, 11 rebounds. 6 other Bobcats had double-digit points in this game. Number 16, UCLA, 63. Number 13, Kentucky, 53. Clark and Campbell for UCLA, 15 points each. They led it. Livingston for Kentucky, 14 points. He led that for them. North Carolina A&T, 67. Texas Southern, 66. Clemson beat Richmond, 85-57. Number 1, Purdue, a little bit of trouble with Davidson, but they pulled it out. They win 69-61. Ed A for Purdue, 29 points, 16 rebounds. Lawyer behind him had 14 points. Meninga, 14 points for Davidson. Number 3, UConn, 68. Butler, 46. Sanogo for UConn, 27 points, 14 rebounds. Pretty good. Butler's Bates, he had 16 points. Sacramento State beat Fresno State, 59-53. Kansas State beat Nebraska, 71-56. Lehigh beat St. Elizabeth, 94-36. LSU, 89. Winthrop, 81. Hayes for LSU led the way with 25 points. Behind him was Williams with 18 points. Hightower for Winthrop, 25 points. Not bad. Memphis beat Texas A&M, 83-79. Davis for Memphis, 23 points. Taylor the fourth for Texas A&M. He scored 25 points. Pacific beat San Jose State, 59-58. Dayton beat Wyoming, 66-49. Grand Canyon beat Pepperdine, 83-73. Oregon beat Portland, 78-56. St. Louis beat Drake, 83-75. UTEP beat Louisiana Tech, 60-55. Iowa beat Southeast Missouri State, 106-75. Oklahoma State beat Wichita State, 59-49. And to finish up the basketball, Utah Tech beat Masters 158. Washington beat Idaho State 90-55. UC Santa Barbara 85. Portland State 73. Abilene Christian 65. Cal State Bakersfield 59. It's a great game I watched last night. Number 9 Arizona 75. Number 6 Tennessee 70. This game was like neck and neck, just about basically the whole way. Very, very good game. Good late game, too. Arizona's Tubelis, 19 points, 9 rebounds. Balo, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Larson, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Tennessee Ziegler, 21 points, 6 rebounds. Nakamhoa? I think that's how you say his name. 16 points, 4 rebounds. Tennessee had a couple of bonehead fouls. One was a technical in the first quarter. Well, first half, just for John, one of the Arizona players, they threw a tech, and another one happened. I forget what it was, but kind of bonehead there. But I guess in the heat of the moment, some guys just let go. And last but not least, NC State beat Vanderbilt 70-66. Burns Jr. for the Wolfpack, 18 points, 9 rebounds. Smith, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Vanderbilt Stute, 16 points, 2 rebounds. Monahan and Lawrence behind him with 12 points each. That brings us to the bowl games. I had quite a few of them. There's actually some good ones for early bowl games. Usually the early ones people skip out, but these are actually good. I was glad I got to see some of them. Bahamas Bowl. UAB beat Miami of Ohio 24-20. Brown Jr. for UAB, 24 rushes, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Smith for Miami of Ohio, 15 for 27, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cure Bowl. This is one I was hyping because I thought it was going to be a really good game, and it was defensively. I guess because, both these teams are so good. But anyway, number 24, Troy, 18. Number 25, UTSA, 12. UTSA played great in the first half. I mean, they even forced or scored a safety, however you say that. Second half, they kind of fell apart. Turnovers, stupid penalties. They had a couple of 15-yarders. And then Troy They scored 18 unanswered and ended up winning that game. So UTSA, they kind of threw that game away. Started off great, and the second half came. It was like, yeah, whatever. So anyway, Troy is your Cure Bowl champions. Las Vegas Bowl yesterday. Number 14, Oregon State 30. Florida 3. Wow. Florida's got a lot of work to do in their football program. Remember earlier in the season they beat Utah and everybody said, watch out for Florida, watch out for Florida. And now look at them. That's just crazy. Goldbranson, he threw a touchdown pass and ran for a touchdown for Oregon State. Florida's Mahalik, he kicked the 40-yard field goal, got their points, and that was it. New Mexico Bowl, BYU beat SMU 24-23. Bywater for BYU, 76-yard pick six. Damn. Mordekai for SMU, 27 for 37, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he threw that interception and went back the other way, 76 yards. LA Bowl, Fresno State beat Washington State 29-6. Washington State's one of those teams this year that they play really good, and then they play, So I figured they put more of a fight in this game, but nope, they didn't. Hayner for Fresno State, 280 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Mims, 18 rushes for 209 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for him. Washington State, Watson, he had a rushing touchdown. That was it. That was their points. Fenway Bowl, Louisville 24, Cincinnati 7. Louisville's Jordan, 9 rushes, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Those touchdowns were a 41-yard run and a 49-yard run. Prater for Cincinnati threw a 20-yard touchdown pass to Fisher. Lending Tree Bowl, Southern Miss 38, Rice 24. Lowe for Southern Miss, 170 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Frank Gore Jr. set a bowl record. 21 rushes, 329 rushing yards in a game. Wow. 2 touchdowns. So, man, pretty damn impressive. Rice, they didn't play that bad. Padgett, 295 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Man. Esdale, 83 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Rice got some fight in them. They just came up a little short. Frisco Bowl, Boise State 35, North Texas 32. Green for Boise State, 137 passing yards, touchdown. He also ran for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jenny, 178 rushing yards and a touchdown. North Texas own 238 passing yards, touchdown, threw 2 interceptions. Ragsdale, 94 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. FCS playoffs, we have our championship game set. And the first game was better than I thought it was going to. I thought the first game was going to be, second game was going to be good. I was wrong on that. North Dakota State 35, Incarnate Word 32. And then the game yesterday, South Dakota State 39, Montana State 18. I thought that was going to be the better game, but oh well. So that sets up the national championship game for FCS. North Dakota State versus South Dakota State on Sunday, January 8th at 1 p.m. If I remember right, South Dakota State beat North Dakota State at home earlier this season. So I'll be pretty good. That's crazy, isn't it? A week before Christmas, and we have a 24-team playoff down to 2 teams set for the play for the championship. So all these people in the FBS saying, oh, it can't be done, it can't be done. Well, FCS does it every year, and they did it again this year. I'm not saying it should be 24 teams in FBS because, but, man, all these arguments against that, FCS just blows it up every year, but, Heritage Bowl, Deion Sanders' last coaching job at Jackson State, went into overtime, and his last game he lost. They lost to North Carolina Central, 41-34. So he is off to Colorado now to try to rebuild that program. Should be interesting how he does there. Okay, so we got some bowl games this week. It's those of you that are lucky enough to be off the week of Christmas. I used to have a job like that where I'd save my vacation until the end of the year. So here's some bowl games for you. If you're sitting around the house doing nothing, They might be all right. Monday, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Marshall versus UConn, ESPN, 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Um, UConn, hell of a turnaround job. Man, they only won one or two games for the last few years, and now they're in a bowl game. So good job for them. Tuesday, you got the Idaho the Potato Bowl, Eastern Michigan versus San Jose State, 2:30 p.m. ESPN. Another one on Tuesday, the Boca Raton Bowl, Liberty versus Toledo. That'll be at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. And then Wednesday, the Camping World Bowl, Western Kentucky versus South Alabama, which South Alabama is 10-2, if I remember right. 8 p.m. on ESPN. All right, so that is it. We will be back on Thursday to go over the basketball games today, Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. Go over those bowl games that we just mentioned. Next Sunday, Christmas. I'm not going to have a show because it's Christmas. So we'll review anything important that happened here in the next between Thursday and Sunday on the next week's show. So anyway, man, if you're off this week, congratulations. I'm jealous of you. If you got to work like me, we'll get through it. Don't worry. Just stay busy, and hopefully we can get out and we can get this week over with and get to Christmas. Anyway, y'all have a good day. We'll see you next time.